Host Croatia so impressive thus far against Denmark, Brazil, Mexico, Belgium then play Japan, Sweden, Switzerland, and it's Colombia against England. And we can confirm for you that we will be bringing that to you live on Tuesday, July the 3rd, live on ITV from 6:15 with a 7 o'clock kickoff. The round of 16 game live with us here on ITV. Colombia against England. So we know it's going to be England against Colombia live on ITV in the round of 16 next Tuesday. So whatever the merits, Gary, of the team selection and the performance this evening, have England got what they wanted, which is to be, I don't want to say the easier half, but people will look at it and go, that's the half that England might want to be in. Have they got that?
The country's been euphoric. Everyone has been overly positive in the last week. We should now be the most positive we've ever been. That's not been arrogant, it's not been ignorant. We could lose against Colombia on Tuesday, there is no doubt. If you think back to 1990, where we had Cameroon and Belgium to get to a World Cup semi-final, we've now got an opportunity to play Colombia and Sweden or Switzerland to get to a World Cup semi-final. 98, Argentina round 2. 2002, Brazil with Rivaldo and all those types of players in there. 2006, Ronaldo, Portugal. 2010, Germany. 2014, Italy and Uruguay in the group. A World Cup semi-final chance to beat Colombia, Sweden and Switzerland. Those players now, disappointed tonight, didn't play well. What a chance. Be positive more than ever, I think, now. What about the momentum argument? Has that been lost this evening with an OK display, but no more than that?
I think what you have to look at is that the two teams we've beaten up to this point, we were expected to beat them, and we've come up against the Belgian side, who, of course, they made 9 changes as well, and you have to say they had the majority of the game. They played well. We did have a chance, but we didn't create as much as we wanted to create. Of course, a little bit of momentum's gone simply because we felt like we were doing okay. But like Gary said there, we've got a fantastic chance, and hopefully we'll get the momentum back with the positives that we have to try.
And with your manager's hat on, everything is viewed through the prism of the Colombia result, isn't it? If England were to beat Colombia, this is fine. This doesn't matter a bit. Made lots of changes. England played okay, no more than that. That doesn't matter. But if they don't beat Colombia, then everybody looks at this and goes, well, you lost momentum. You changed so many players.
Yeah, that's right. And, you can go out against Colombia. They're obviously a good team to come through that group. They must be a good team. But, yeah, then you're looking forward to the game after, and obviously it's easier than playing Mexico, Brazil. But now it's about getting the group together. The training has to be sharp. The players who maybe have bid for that starting lineup on Tuesday. And, yeah, just all about beating Colombia on Tuesday.
I think with what he's done and the changes he's made, what he has done is saved fitness levels, etc., and rested players, but he's also saved the first team, because the first team didn't play tonight, so they've still got the momentum. I know you lose it as a group, but the lads who's sitting on that bench, sometimes you play your best games when you're sitting down and you're not playing, and I think those lads will know that they're all going to play against Colombia. They're still buzzing. The lads have done the job tonight, in as much as they've gone out there and filled spaces. Some of them have done all right, others not so good, so that's something for Gareth to look at. So there's lots of positives for him going into that next phase, but ultimately the first team that he's going to pick didn't lose tonight. It was the Overs.
Knowing him as you do you think he's not that fussed by what's happened this evening? I'm not saying he's secretly pleased. No one wants to lose, but not that fussed.
But that's the first interview I've seen him talking after a game about, and it's the first time I've seen him a little, not flustered, but not quite as coherent, as calm. Just a little bit of an edge to him. Maybe that's a good thing as well, leading into the Colombia game. Gets him on his toes as well.
Lost to a brilliant goal. I mean, a fantastic goal. And it was interesting watching the Belgians' reaction, wasn't it? Roberto Martinez celebrated it, not as much as Thierry Henry, but it was an outstanding goal from the Belgians' point of view.
Yeah, outstanding goal. I mean, I have to say that when you see Adnan Januzaj come inside on his left foot, you're thinking, show him the line. As a full-back there, he obviously picks the ball at the break into a good position. He has to tuck in there, Danny Rose. He's not strong enough in the first challenge, but then he's on the back foot a little bit as it comes back into him. And what I would say is the run in there takes away.
He's just got to come over.
You look at, if he comes in, he has to go in, and then you're thinking, right, you've got to show him down the line, and he doesn't show him down the line. I have to say it's poor from Danny Rose. The goalkeeper, it's a bit strange.
What's strange about it?
It's just all a bit strange, to be honest with you. I think he's up in the air. He's actually, his feet are off the ground when he's jumping. He goes with his wrong hand. It's just a bit weird, the old dive thing after. But for me, Danny Rose has got to show him down the line.
I'm not a goalkeeping coach or anything, but I think when the ball's struck, I think he's got to go with his other hand. And I texted a friend of mine who is a goalkeeping coach, and he said he should have gone with his right hand. And I think just his position is a little bit in the air. I don't know whether that's a timing thing for him, but I just think if he goes with his right hand, I think he's the one of tonight, Pickford, who came out was we're a little bit worried about him, maybe before the game, and I think tonight it's the first time he's been tested, and he pushed a lot out in front of the goal tonight.
Well, that's it. Going ahead to the Colombia game. If you're Falcao watching that, you're thinking, wow, every time somebody shoots, because he pushes everything back out, doesn't he? Not sideways. You think, I'll be following in everything there.
You will follow everything in. And before we got here, we knew we had an inexperienced goalkeeper as our number one, and you know. If you watch the games previously, you'll see he hasn't had a lot to do. Today he's had a bit to do, and he's left a little bit wanting. He's just going to have to try and get some confidence from the fact that he is the number one.
Yeah, I played with some great keepers, but I played with Neville Southall, and he used to practice punching it so it went out for a throw-in on the full. Yeah. Shots like that. Punching, you know, shots that come, they're out the box. They're not back into the danger, and that's what great goalkeepers do. Your eyes are lighting up now if you're Colombia. You're saying follow every shot in. Once the shot goes, don't go to sleep. You're following in on the rebounds because there's far too many shots coming back into the danger area.
Let's just quickly show you what happened after Januzaj's goal, because it's made us laugh, and I think it'll probably make you laugh at home as well. Terrific goal from Januzaj, then Batshuayi. Either boot it into the goal or Rose head. But don't play at 1-2 with the post. And that goal doesn't count.
Good finish, to be fair, isn't it?
Sums his luck up, really.
More to come after the break. So you've got a choice of viewing coming up. It's Piers Morgan or Ian Wright. Come on, that's an easy one, surely. Good Evening Britain follows this programme shortly. We'll continue our post-match debrief on ITV4 until 10 o'clock. England regroup then for the knockout stages. I think it's been as good a group stages as we can remember at a World Cup, hasn't it?
Yeah, plenty of goals, plenty of good goals as well. Some, last-minute action and brilliant stuff. Germany going out.
Thought they might get a mention.
Well, it has been very good, but it starts now, doesn't it? Yeah. This is where it starts to kick in.
Yeah, it feels like that. Is that also when you're a player think, right, obviously, first thing is to get through the group stages. England last time. Yeah. Now this is where it all kicks in.
Yeah, and don't take it for granted, particularly if you're England getting through the group stages. You haven't always done that, but I think it has been a great tournament. All the sort of nonsense around what Russia was going to be like. The games have been brilliant, and like you said, there's some big games to look forward to in the next few days.
Yeah, and obviously a few days for England to regroup. Has Danny Rose, do you think, done enough to start on Tuesday? Should he start on Tuesday?
I don't think it's about Danny Rose. I think it's about Ashley Young. He's done very well in the role. He brings that experience as well. And having worked with him and played with him, he's a talker, he's an organiser. So I think to have him back in the team and fresh as well, I think he'll come back in. You think Young will come back in? Okay, you're the expert on the full-backs, the wing-backs?
Well, I like Danny Rose, apart from that tackle that led to the goal when he pulled out. But maybe, it was a friendly in the end. But I think as far as the tournament's concerned, I think we've had everything so far, and I think the fact that Germany have gone out is good for England, obviously. Argentina scraping through and everybody wanting them to go through because of Messi, and then Brazil ticking along, France being French and not really knowing whether they're going to set the tournament alight or not, and obviously Belgium looking good as well with their reserve. I think it's completely set up.
Yeah. Brazil are favourites, but there is no... they are favourites, but you couldn't say for certain now. They're clear favourites. Croatia played extremely well. Yeah. Uruguay, Colombia even. You never quite know.
I don't know. I still think you can say Brazil are...
overwhelming favourites?
I think they're the best team in the tournament by far, and I think they're just getting ready to go.
I think it'd be a worried Neymar's form at the moment. If he starts firing, then Brazil have got a very good team.
We'll continue this on ITV4 in a couple of moments' time. More interviews, more reaction, more debate on England's loss till 10 o'clock on ITV4. Tomorrow is a rest day at the World Cup, but the sport continues on.